Welcome back to Bird Dog Gaming, guys, where today we're going to dive into one of my favorite consoles, the Nintendo Wii U. Now, the Wii U has set some records in ways that no company really wants to set records. One of these records includes having the smallest video game library for any Nintendo console in history. Now, I don't want to hear about the Virtual Boy in the comments below. We are not even going there. There's roughly 160 physical Wii U games out there, and with Ubisoft no longer publishing Just Dance to the Wii U, it looks like we may finally have a cap. Up until 2017, the Wii U had some amazing exclusives on it. Tropical Freeze, Pokken Tournament, Mario Kart 8, New Super Mario Bros. U, and New Super Luigi, Captain Toad, Hyrule Warriors. And then in 2017, the Switch got Breath of the Wild, which was originally planned to be a Wii U exclusive. So I want to answer the question today, why own a Wii U in 2019? I went through this small library and found out just which ones are actually exclusive to the Wii U. We're going to take a look at all these titles and you can decide for yourself whether or not it's worth it to own a Wii U in 2019. Note that this is only a list of physical games released on the console. We're not getting into digital, at least right now. So with that being said, let's dive right in. We're just going to get started with this list in alphabetical order, and that means Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is up first. What a great one to start off with. There's nothing quite like a Mario Party knockoff with no minigames and no fun to be had. Amiibo Festival has a meta score of 46% and is only available on the Wii U. At one point you could buy the Amiibo bundle for as low as like $3 at GameStop. Literally no one wanted this game. Moving on, we have Devil's Third, developed by Valhalla Game Studios and published by Nintendo themselves. Now, we're not going to get too far into the backstory, but this game was originally set to be an Xbox 360 exclusive title. Eventually that partnership didn't work out, so Devil's Third was set to come out on 360, PS3, and PC. Somewhere along the line, a company or two went bankrupt, the game got delayed, and the developer went and asked Satoru Iwata, the then president of Nintendo, if Nintendo could publish the game, which they did. You can read the whole story on Wikipedia, but what you need to know for this discussion is that this game got some really mixed reviews. I've seen people give it a 10 out of 10, and I've seen IGN give it a 3.5 out of 10. I haven't tried it myself, so I'd recommend watching some reviews and seeing if it's something you'd be interested in playing. The next two games are ESPN Sports Connection and 30 Great Games Family Party Obstacle Arcade. These two got awful reviews. I'm talking a 30% for the ESPN game and a 10% for the Family Party game. I think that's all we're going to say about these two. Next up, Game & Wario. I never got to try this one, and it's going to run you about $25 at today's going rate. It got a 7 out of 10 on Nintendo Life, but only 5.1 on IGN, so I don't know. I'm not big on minigame compilations like the WarioWare series myself, but if you are, I would suggest WarioWare Gold on the 3DS, where you can play essentially a greatest hits version of all the WarioWare games to date, including some minigames featured in Game & Wario. Speaking of minigame compilations, why don't we move on to Game Party Champions? I will say that this game seems to make great use of the Wii U gamepad, but it didn't really help its case considering it got a 1 out of 10 on Nintendo Life. This is a piece of shovelware that you can skip. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, finally a game with some solid reviews. Developed by HAL Labs, reviews were generally positive, around the 7 to 8 out of 10 range. I could see this one being ported to the 3DS at some point considering Epic Yarn has recently been ported. But as of the making of this video, it's a Wii U exclusive and apparently a decent one at that. Next we have Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Those are always a mouthful. Look, another mini-game compilation that you probably don't want to play if you're over the age of 10. This series keeps coming out with games and I'm not sure why Sega just won't let it die. This one got a 55% on Metacritic. Mario Party 10. This game was a huge disappointment to many, but when it comes to Mario Party, I think people can be really biased. While I agree with most that the original Mario Party games on the N64 are unbeatable, I've had a lot of fun with other Mario Parties that didn't get great reviews, like 8 on the Wii. I would say give Mario Party 10 a shot and see for yourself. Don't listen to reviewers on this one. Next up, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash got about a 5 out of 10 on most popular review sites. IGN says it has a lack of modes, characters, and new ideas. This game could have used a campaign mode for sure, and the new Mario Tennis Aces on the Switch is probably more worth your time. Nintendo Land was the Wii Sports of the Wii U. It showed you everything you could do with your gamepad, and a lot of people will defend this title to the death, but for me it was just a minigame compilation and not worth playing for more than a couple hours. It got an 8.7 from IGN and a 77% on Metacritic. Next up is Paper Mario Color Splash. I can totally see this game getting ported. While it seems most of the internet hates this game for not being as good as the Thousand Year Door, I enjoyed my time with it. It had some puzzles that made me resort to Google and was overall a solid turn-based RPG. Its scores are in the 70 to 75% range. Now we have a big one that is inevitably going to be ported one day. Pikmin 3. People love the Pikmin series, and I'll be amazed if we don't see it brought into a remastered trilogy for the Switch. For now though, it's a game you have to buy a Wii U to play. Pikmin 3 got an 87% on Metacritic and did just as well on IGN. Rabbids Land. Minigame compilations apparently run rampant on this console. I haven't tried this game, but it has a 7 out of 10 on Nintendo Life and a 5 out of 10 on IGN. Honestly, if you really want to play a Rabbids game, maybe consider Mario plus Rabbids on the Switch. Moving right along, we have Sing Party. Do I really need to get into this one? Go play Rock Band. Sonic Boom! Rise of Lyric. If you haven't heard, Sonic has not been doing so well lately. Splatoon, a brand new IP from Nintendo with a decent campaign and an amazing online multiplayer. It did so well that it got a number 2 slapped right onto the cover and put on the Switch in 2017, making Splatoon for Wii U obsolete. Seriously, just get Splatoon 2. This next one is a bundle, Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard. There's a reason these two haven't been ported, and I guarantee it's not because the gamepad was as useful as it was. I personally enjoyed Star Fox Zero, but I know the internet rips it to shreds. It's a good return to form for the series, and I didn't have a problem with the controls like most people did. It has a 7.5 on IGN and a 69% on Metacritic. If you have a Wii U, pick it up and try it out. It's cheap. As for Star Fox Guard, you can skip it. It's not bad, but it's just a minigame where you destroy robots attacking your base. It could have been any tower defense game, but they threw Slippy Toad in there and called it a Star Fox game. Alright, if there's any reason to own a Wii U on this list, it's for Super Mario 3D World. My gosh, is this game amazing. With a 9.6 on IGN and a 10 out of 10 everywhere else, it baffles me that this game has yet to be ported to Switch. I don't know if they're waiting for the right time or what, but 3D World is one of the best Mario games to date. It's got tons of replayability and it's up to 4 players. Tank 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 is an interesting one. Nintendo Life gave it a 5 out of 10, but I don't think it's that bad. It's pretty basic, but I don't know, it's not a bad game for you and your friends to waste some time on. You're driving a freaking tank destroying dragons. I mean, that's gotta be worth something. I found out there's an arcade version of this game, so check it out if you see it at Dave & Buster's or something. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE was an RPG crossover from Atlas that featured Fire Emblem characters with Shin Megami Tensei characters, and it got some very solid reviews. 7.6 on IGN and 80% on Metacritic. This is another one I've never played, but I've heard great things about it. There was a pretty cool special edition of the game too. Let's go ahead and combine these next three into the same stanza. Wii Fit U, Wii Party U, and Wii Sports Club are all exactly what you think they would be. They're three of the exclusives for the console, and you can probably skip all of them despite their average to good reviews. Note that you will need to stop by your nearest Goodwill on the way home to pick up one of their overpriced Wii Fit boards if you plan on playing Wii Fit U. Alright, we're almost to the end now. The next one is called The Wonderful 101 and got solid reviews ranging from 7 to 8 out of 10. It's from Platinum Games, the same developer coming out with Astral Chain just next month. The Wonderful 101 is a really unique game that you'll need to watch plenty of gameplay of because I've never seen anything like it. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Hard to believe that this one hasn't been ported, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. This game has an 84% Metascore and an 8.2 on IGN, very solid scores. The combat in this game isn't my favorite. I have put some hours into it, but I'm not the person to trust when it comes to RPGs. If you enjoyed Xenoblade 1 and 2, you'll probably want to play this one. If not for the gameplay, then definitely for the story. Finally, ending on a great note here, we have Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013. All jokes aside, this game has some really solid reviews with a 76% on Metacritic. I don't even think you have to get a Wii Fit board for it. This one appears to be a little different from the Your Shape Fitness Evolved games on Wii and 360, so I decided to include it on this list. That puts us at a whopping total of 27 exclusive Wii U games. Now, I didn't include Smash for Wii U just because I felt like it's pretty much the exact same game as the 3DS version. I know you have the Smash Run mode, you have some different maps on there, but essentially you can play this game on 3DS. Some people might want to say there are 28 exclusive Wii U games. That's fine. My list does not have to be your list. Nintendo ported so many quality titles to the Switch and the 3DS from the Wii U because they knew a ton of people missed out on them. After all, the console only sold around 13.5 million units worldwide. Half of its potential consumers thought that it was just an add-on for the Nintendo Wii that they already had. Poor marketing was a huge player working against the Wii U's success. Even just calling it the Wii 2 probably would have helped this console's sales. Yoshi's Woolly World and Super Mario Maker both lived on the Nintendo 3DS, and countless others lived on the Nintendo Switch. A couple of major perks for the Wii U that I haven't mentioned yet are the fact that it has backwards compatibility with Wii games, something that might be important to those of you that don't have a Wii, and that it has an amazing virtual console with games for the Super Nintendo, NES, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, and more. The Switch has yet to announce any type of virtual console except for the NES games that you get with your monthly subscription to Nintendo Switch Online. Here's the final verdict. Is the Wii U worth it in 2019? If you can't afford a Switch and a few games right now, the answer is an absolute yes. You can get so many amazing Wii U and Wii titles right now for under $25 a pop. And you can get the console itself for under $100. Aside from the Wii U exclusives, you have all the Switch ports I mentioned at the beginning of this video, along with Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Bayonetta 2, NES Remix, Axiom Verge, Deus Ex, Monster Hunter, Rayman Legends, Shovel Knight, and more. If you have a Switch or are thinking about getting one, I hate to say it, but skip the Wii U. you're really only missing out on 4 or 5 awesome games that can't be played on any other console, and you never know when those 4 or 5 games are going to get ported to another platform. Super Mario 3D World is probably coming to the Switch. Pikmin 3 is probably coming to the Switch. As much as I love Super Mario 3D World, I can't justify telling someone to buy a console just for one game. I hope I helped some of you out if you were on the fence about picking up a Wii U. Overall, the Wii U is an awesome console, and it no doubt paved the way for the Switch, but the Switch has all but eliminated the relevance of the Wii U. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, follow me on Instagram at ThatGamerNerd, and I will see you guys next time on Bird Dog Gaming.